Hi everyone, welcome to Archie's Lens. I'm Archie and this is photochat. This is my video talking podcast series where I just sit down and chit chat with you guys. Today on the channel, we're talking about how photography changed my life. So let's just jump into it, shall we? So a little background, I am a freelance photographer based in Los Angeles, and I shoot mainly fashion, editorial, portrait type photos on digital and film, 35 millimeter film. I can't choose. I love both. So I call myself a bit of a hybrid shooter, shooting both film and digital. But my journey with photography was interesting. I actually started out on the other side of the camera, modeling, doing a bit of acting as well, always in front of the camera. I also have dived into many different creative mediums over the course of my life. I always like to say I was born an artist, and I definitely have always been a creative human since I was a little kid. And I did everything from music, performing, to musical theater, to acting, modeling, all of the above, kind of, and drawing, illustrating. For a while, I wanted to be an animator or illustrator, but my skills kind of weren't good enough to be an illustrator. I wanted to illustrate for video games, but my art wasn't so up to par. But saying that to say, strangely enough, photography was one of the later mediums that I came to. In 2019, I bought a very, very old model of the Ricoh GR series. It was like the Ricoh GR Digital 2, I think, for super cheap on eBay. And because I wanted to take photos off of my cell phone. So I wanted to just be able to walk around, take photos, and leave my phone at home. And that was 2019. Started taking photos just of the neighborhood, street photos, if you will. And I fell in love with photography. I started researching more about street photography, finding YouTubers on YouTube that were shooting, finding photographers on YouTube that were shooting street photos, getting into that. And I just kept exploring this world of photography. I ended up purchasing a Fuji X-T3, which I am shooting this video on right now, because I wanted to do video and photo, but I started experimenting with self-portraits to teach myself the different settings of photography, and I fell in love with that. And then I wanted to take photos of other people, and it just really has snowballed in the best way from there. And I am where I'm at today. And for the last 2 years, I would say I've really been seriously working on my portfolio. And then I was able to build my portfolio to a point where I started getting hired for jobs, and people started reaching out to me. And bringing it to this year, I would say this year is definitely the year that I've had been fortunate to have a handful of paid photo gigs, which has been amazing. And so that is kind of the backstory context to where I'm at now. And where I want to go is working professionally in the commercial photography business, shooting for brands, shooting campaigns, maybe even shooting some celebrities. That would be cool. And just, I'm interested in shooting artists and models. So that's a bit of my backstory. And now I'll kind of emphasize why I love photography so much and how it truly has changed my life for the better. Now, let me get into the first way that photography has truly changed my life, and that is pushing me creatively. I have always been a creative person, like I've just mentioned, but I feel like photography has really challenged me to be cohesive with my creativity and just think outside of the box, you know? So I've really had to think of what I want to see image-wise and just think of new ideas, but how do I make it me? How do I make it something fresh? How do I make it interesting. I want my work to be interesting. So it's really pushed me creativity with my photography, whether that's self-portraiture or shooting a model or shooting an artist. How am I going to frame this photo? How am I going to compose this photo? What props, what elements am I going to introduce? So, and then also putting together a mood board that I send to a client or send to someone I'm collaborating with, and how am I conveying that creativity and that idea. So it's really pushed my bounds creatively. And with that creativity, it's just really helps me to grow and challenge my thought process. What am I saying with my art? What am I putting out there in the world because it matters? Being mindful of that, the fact that my art matters, being mindful of the story that I'm telling visually. So I've really, really been able to grow and challenge my creativity as an artist, as a photographer. Also, I've been able to obtain so much more confidence. Yeah, I've become so much more confident. Even when I look in the mirror, I see that I am a more confident person than I was before starting photography. And I think that's in being the person that's in control, being the person that is a point person, that is, I don't know, I'm the storyteller, I'm the magician in this in this role. I don't know. I love just being able to be a part of a creative expression, whether I'm in front or behind the camera. But when I was in front of the camera, you're subject to someone else's ideas unless it's a full two-way collaboration, like you and the photographer. You have to allow yourself to be free and be moldable when you're a model, and there's something to be said for growth from that as well, that experience. I grew a lot as a model, but really my confidence, I feel like I know who I am more. And I think that digs into challenging my creativity and coming up with these ideas and conveying these ideas to other people, and other people looking to me for, what is your idea? How do you want this person to pose? Like, as a photographer, I am the director. I am bringing my creative vision to life, until I maybe work for other brands where they have a specific vision that I'm bringing forward. But, right now I'm the stylist, I'm the director, photographer, creative director, photographer, all of the above. And really, I've just been able to feel so confident from it. I feel like I can be confident in so many other avenues of my life because photography has given me this confidence that I'm feeling now. It's just great. I think my confidence ties in with this next segment of how photography changed my life, which is the social aspect. I have become so much more social through photography, because of photography. Not that I was antisocial, but I am an introvert. I am my Myers-Briggs. I think I'm a INTJ, but I'm an introvert, and I always say I'm an introvert that does a lot of extroverted things. Like, I'll definitely put myself out there and go to things. Not a recluse, but I definitely am. I'm an only child. I grew up an only child. I'm an Aquarius. I don't know. I like to hibernate. I like to be inside. I need a big recharge once I am in a big social event. But I will say, photography has made me so much more social, and I have been able to connect with so many amazing people because of photography. Even social media wise, I've become more social. In person, I've become more social. I have been able to connect with an amazing my local community of film photographers, men, women, all of the above, everybody that likes to shoot film, people that love photography. I've been able to make friends out of strangers. If I meet a person and I think they look cool, I'm like, hey, can I take your photo? I think you have an awesome look. One of my best friends, actually, we are best friends because photography brought us together. that's just been really special and amazing. And I've also been able to meet some awesome folks that are creatives that inspire me, that have reached out to me to photograph their events or photograph themselves. And I think that's only going to continue from here on out. Like, I would love if maybe some of my favorite music artists reached out to me to take their photo. I don't know. But all in all, I've become a lot more of a social person, going to different events and being able to see different parts of LA, and it's just been so special and so amazing. I've been able to connect with so many amazing people in this short time that I'm excited to see where else it takes me. That's very exciting to think about, and I'm very grateful for it because I've just I've been talking about this personally, but I'll say it out loud here for you all, that I really feel like photography is a vehicle for me to take me where I've always wanted to go creatively and successfully, and just in the entertainment world and all that kind of stuff. So I feel really grateful to have this gift of a craft to act as this vehicle and drive me forward. Now, another aspect in the way that photography has truly changed my life is purpose. I feel like photography is my purpose, at least part of my purpose. It's at least the medium that has best served me in fulfilling my purpose, which I think is inspiring people to go after their dreams. I know that sounds very vague, but I know a lot of people get down on themselves or feel like they can't do something. And I just want to show people that you can do anything you set your mind to. And if you want to do something, go for it. Don't second guess yourself. Do the thing. Also, I feel like my purpose is to be behind the lens. I think there's not enough Black women behind the lens. There's more and more and more, and we're getting in executive positions and directing and all that stuff, but I definitely think there should be more. And I've seen how I've been able to positively affect people and give models great experiences with photographers and healthy and safe experiences with photographers. Photography is a way of freezing time and locking in a certain history. And I really think we need more people with a lens, literally an outlook, an observation, a POV that is from a diverse standpoint. So as a Black woman, I really am loving being able to capture stuff from my point of view. And also, I was able to teach my first workshop the other day, last week actually, and it was a class of 15 people, and I was teaching them about just intro basics of 35 millimeter photography, and it was so great. There were a lot of women in the class, which there were predominantly women in the class, which made me so happy. I could see myself leading more workshops in the future. I would love to teach like young Black girls, young girls in general, young kids, about cameras and photography, film photography, digital photography, and just I would love to like go to schools or go to nonprofits and teach some camera workshops and get kids excited, specifically young girls excited about being behind the lens. I think that'd be so cool. So I just, with photography, I just feel like I have all this renewed sense of purpose again, and that's been so fulfilling and amazing and overwhelmingly wonderful to sit in and think about. And lastly, I'll say that photography has also taught me patience, which I'm really bad at. I'm so bad at being patient, but it's taught me a lot of patience. Film photography specifically, I'll say film photography has changed my life in making me a more patient person. Taking photos, getting them developed, waiting for that process, getting them back and learning from certain mistakes, and just also composing a shot, working through a film roll of 36 shots, working with my half frame camera, which has given me 72 shots. And it takes quite longer than you would expect to get through a half frame camera. Photography has taught me patience and observation, and maybe waiting for a good shot if I'm doing some street photography, and patience waiting for the career that I want. But also, I'm still a newbie, you know? I've been doing this seriously for 2 years. But it's like I already want to be at the level that maybe someone that's been doing this for 5 years, 10 years is at. I'm like, when am I going to shoot Angelina Jolie for the cover of Vogue? I don't know, you know, maybe I'll never shoot her for the cover of Vogue, but where I'm at now, I'm like, I need that now, but no, patience. Patience, young Padawan. In conclusion, photography has changed my life for the better, fully for the better, and I couldn't be more grateful. It has become a lifeline to community. It has become a lifeline to creativity, a lifeline to patience. It has become a full-on lifestyle. It's really become my way of connecting with people in such an authentic and beautiful and creative way that I wouldn't trade for the world. I'm really excited to see where my craft elevates and grows. I'm so thankful to have this YouTube channel and be able to express myself so fully with you all and connect with others, and people reach out and say wonderful things. I've been contacted by people that have told me that, you know, me putting myself out there has inspired them to get into photography or get back into it. And that's been so amazing to be able to be an inspiration in other people's lives, because photography makes me feel so good. So I'm excited to spread that joy to others. And I am just really thankful and grateful to have this craft that really pushes me to grow as a human. Thank you for connecting with me, and thank you for being part of my little pocket of the internet, and being along for my journey, this journey, all of our collective journeys as we navigate this life. And thank you for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you for listening. If you're just listening to this, and that has been a second episode of my photo chat series. Subscribe, like the video, please. Lets me know that you enjoy these, and I'll do more. And I'll catch you in the next one. All right. Bye.